A very warm welcome to the Amersham Methodist Circuit YouTube channel and to this episode of Thought for Sunday, the 23rd of August 2026. I'm the Reverend Adam Wells, the Superintendent of the Amersham Circuit of the Methodist Church. You are most welcome, whether you've been here on many occasions or whether this is your first time. And if you'd like to, don't forget to subscribe so that you can get notifications of all our services. And this reminds me to say, next week's service will be a live stream of our circuit service, a launch of the Circuit Bible Month project for this year. We're doing it slightly later than the usual month, but this year Bible Month is focusing on the book of Philippians, and you'll get a chance to hear all of it if you tune in next week live at 11 o'clock or later on to watch it afterwards. An opening hymn as we greet each other. What shall our greeting be? Sign of our unity. And this will be followed by readings from Matthew and also from Romans.
The Epistle to the Romans, chapter 12, beginning to read at the first verse. I appeal to you, therefore, brothers and sisters, by the mercies of God, to present your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable to God, which is your spiritual worship. Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your minds, so that you may discern what is the will of God, what is good and acceptable and perfect. For, by the grace given to me, I say to everyone among you, not to think of yourself more highly than you ought to think, but to think with sober judgment, each according to the measure of faith that God has assigned. For as in one body we have many members, and not all the members have the same function, so we, who are many, are one body in Christ, and individually we are members one of another. We have gifts that differ according to the grace given to us: prophecy in proportion to faith, ministry in ministering, the teacher in teaching, the exhorter in exhortation, the giver in generosity, the leader in diligence, the compassionate in cheerfulness. The Gospel of Matthew, chapter 16, beginning to read at the 13th verse. Now when Jesus came into the district of Caesarea Philippi, he asked his disciples, "Who do people say that the Son of Man is?" And they said, "Some say John the Baptist, but others Elijah, and still others Jeremiah or one of the prophets." He said to them, "But who do you say that I am?" Simon Peter answered, "You are the Messiah, the Son of the living God." And Jesus answered him, "Blessed are you, Simon, son of Jonah, for flesh and blood has not revealed this to you, but my Father in heaven. And I tell you, you are Peter, and on this rock I will build my church, and the gates of Hades will not prevail against it. I will give you the keys of the kingdom of heaven, and whatever you bind on earth will be bound in heaven, and whatever you loose on earth will be loosed in heaven." Then Jesus sternly ordered the disciples not to tell anyone that he was the Messiah.
Have you ever wondered exactly where you fit in? If you were moved to a new school, a college, when you were moved to a new job, a new place of work, no matter how accurate the job description at the start, it can be really hard to know exactly where you fit in, especially if it involves a change of direction. What should you do? Who can give good advice? Who should be listened to? When anyone moves into a new church, it can be a while to figure out where they fit in. What does God want them to offer to do in the new place? The Gospel reading from St. Matthew takes place a good way into the ministry of Jesus. The disciples have been with him some time, and their life has been dramatically changed. Yet at this time, they could not know how things would work out in the end, and how they would fit in. Jesus asks, "Who do people say the Son of Man is?" From the answers given, it would seem that many who Jesus had met did not know who he was. Verse 14, some say John the Baptist, others say Elijah, and still others Jeremiah or one of the prophets. They did not know quite what to make of Jesus, although they knew he was in the general prophetic line. Where he fitted in, as they understood their faith history. Then Jesus asks the disciples directly who they think he is, which leads us to Peter's marvelous profession of faith. "You are the Christ, the Son of the living God." This statement of faith, as well as confirming to the reader who Jesus is, also demonstrates where Peter felt he fitted in relation to Jesus. He recognizes Jesus as the Christ, God's Son. Then Jesus' reply amplifies the sense of where Peter fits in. Peter is described as blessed. That means he has God's favour. And then later on, his position is going to be pivotal. "And I tell you that you are Peter, and on this rock I will build my church, and the gates of Hades will not overcome it." But even after this, and through the experience of denying Jesus and being reinstated, it is a little while before Peter really grasped his role in the church and grasped the task of the church. If Peter moves from this position, where he is now, to faith, to being very much in the lead. If Peter goes through all that transition, what then of us? The reading from Romans helps us very much in seeing how we fit in. We are to be those who put others before ourselves and who put serving God first of all. And that's serving God with our whole self. Offer your bodies as living sacrifices, holy and pleasing to God. This is your spiritual act of worship. We're not to be like everyone else in the world. We have to be prepared to be changed. Verse 2. Do not conform any longer to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, that the very way we think and consequently act will be changed when we are in relationship with Christ, and as we seek to do God's will. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, his good, pleasing, and perfect will. Paul gives more on the way we should behave as Christians. He says, do not think of yourself more highly than you ought to, but rather think of yourselves with sober judgment, in accordance with the measure of faith God has given you. Seems to me to speak of not putting ourselves forward, to speak of being humble, thinking carefully, sober judgment, always bearing in mind where we are on our Christian pilgrimage. The experience of just starting off is different to the experience of having been in the church for decades. Nonetheless, we can always remember that we should be putting others before ourselves, being prepared to be changed and trying to do God's will. Being humble again, thinking carefully, still leaves a lot of questions. Paul moves on. Just as each of us has one body with many members, and these members do not all have the same function, so in Christ we are all many from one body, and each member belongs to all the others. We are connected to each other, and we are connected to Jesus, and we are not all the same. Paul says, we, although we are different, fit in together in Christ. Paul lists many different kinds of gifts in verses 6 to 8. Prophecy, serving, teaching, encouraging, giving. We fit in together as members of Christ's church with varied, God-given gifts. There is no one in the life of the church who does not fit in. There is no one who is not welcome. The challenge then for us is to recognize the general, the principle that we all fit in, that we're all followers of Christ and members of his body, even when we disagree with people around us. And also do the particular, use our gifts and callings to perform to our faith to the best of our ability where God has put us, and to ask that question, what is God asking of us? I hope you can reflect on that thought and have a great weekend and enjoy the hymn that we're having to close. God bless.